Hello, everyone. Welcome to Soul Sync. My name is Sheila Ingram, and I'm your licensed professional counselor. I'm so happy to be with you one more time this week. I'm doing my best to come every week and just drop like a quick video to you to share with you about relationships and those of you who are struggling with mental health issues in your relationships. Soul Sync is just simply that, to sync your soul together. On the Bravo with Sheila Network and the Sheila Ingram Ministry Network, we purpose in our heart to edify people, to build you up, to get you to a place that you're trying to travel to. Now, the Bravo with Sheila Network, we purpose to talk about relationships and giving information and incredible content on how to help you navigate through financial situations with information with that. We give so much information. I will do it a disservice if I start to name it now. Just go to the channel and look at everything that we've been doing on the Bravo with Sheila Network, Monday nights, Beyond the Mic with Dr. Elaine. And I come in the middle of the week with personal interviews with people as well as Soul Sync and some other topics that I feel led to talk about. Thursday night with Dawn B. She's been rocking and rolling for the last couple of years here on the Bravo with Sheila Network. And I'm so grateful for her and Dr. Elaine and what they bring to the network. On Sheila Ingram Ministry Network, that's every Tuesday. We have Pastor Rosa. Pastor Rosa comes with a incredible teaching every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And then on Fridays, the Women of Grace, we've been coming on at 11, but because I am in the West Coast and the timing is off, I have been coming on later than usual, but I'm coming. I'm making it here. Anyway, today we're talking about anxiety. We're talking about navigating anxiety within a relationship, and it's not an easy task. So I want you to buckle up just for a second, and I'm going to try to drop some nuggets to you. This is for informational purposes so that you can maybe understand more about what your partner is dealing with or maybe what you're dealing with. Our goal is to help you grow, is to help you feel freer, to help you get healthy, emotionally healthy, right? If you went last week, if you was with me last week, I talked about depression, which was a really good chat that I had with you. And today we're going to talk about navigating anxiety within a relationship, which isn't very easy at all. But I find that when people are in love and they want to be together, people are dating, people are married, and it seems like all hell breaks loose within the home and the marriage because either or one partner or the other is going through some difficult times and moments, and no one in the home knows how to navigate through this. And what happens is a lot of times people break up when they could have made it to the finish line, right? People break up, people break marriages because they don't have the information or the tools to understand what one or both partners may be going through. So I'm here today just to chat a little bit about navigating anxiety. Now I'm here, but my notes are here. And I've always, if you know me from coming here to this channel or the other platform, I always have like a book in my lap and notes over here and things, but I'm never leaving you. I'm like right here, right here. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for getting us over 1,000 subs. We are so happy about that. We're pressing to 2,000 subs. You think we can do it? I think we can with your help. Now, navigating anxiety within a relationship can be challenging. It can be very, very challenging. But it's also, listen to me, an opportunity. It's an opportunity for growth, and it's an opportunity for a deeper connection between you and your partner, always. Here are some key points that we're going to break down today that you can walk away with, or you can come back and listen to over and over if this is you that I'm speaking to today or someone that you know. The key points that I'm going to give you is just advice. It's just, I am licensed to speak to you, but I want to let you know that this is for informational purposes only, right? I don't want people coming after me, trying to come for me, but I just want to protect myself and protect you. So understanding anxiety in the relationships, we're going to go through some points, right? And the first one we're going to do is it's a we problem. It's not an I problem. It's a we problem, not a you problem. Sometimes we get in situations in relationships and we don't understand the dynamics of what's going on, and suddenly it becomes a finger pointing thing. Don't you point that finger out, because guess what? This thumb is pointing right back at you. So don't be a finger pointer. What I want to share with you is that anxiety affects both partners. The person with anxiety might be consumed by their what? by their fears. And while the partner that is not struggling with it doesn't have a clue what's going on. The one that does not have the anxiety might feel helpless because you don't know how to speak to that issue. You don't know how to encourage the person. And so you feel helpless. That happens a lot. Frustrated, yes, and even resentful at times. Even resentment can check into the relationships because you don't know what to do or how to handle it, right? So it is something that I want to share today about the challenge and what fosters the teamwork instead of what? The blame. I don't want blame. I want teamwork. Teamwork. Say it. I heard you. Teamwork. So let's look at anxiety as it manifests differently, right? I'm going to explain that anxiety isn't just about panic attacks. It's not just about, what you think you know. It can show up in so many different colors. You could be people who are constantly irritable. It can show up with people with emotional withdrawal, yes, and controlling behaviors. That's another one. And excessive, listen to me, excessive need for reassurance. These are things that you may be going through and don't know what and how to handle. A person who's trying to pull this out of you, who is constant draining you, trying to figure out how to help them or how they can help themselves. Listen, it's not a blame game. It's a we thing, right? Especially if you're in a relationship. So I want you to know that there's an excessive need sometimes for reassurance and avoidance. Sometimes people that deal with anxiety, they avoid situations, they avoid social gatherings. Those are triggers for them. They avoid making decisions. Yes. And we highlight this here with varied symptoms that health partners recognize the signs. That is the whole key for you to recognize the sign, to recognize when someone is having a moment of anxiety. And remember that anxiety goes on different levels, right? There are levels that can be managed here, but then what about if it climaxes? How do you handle that? And you're in a home and you're in a relationship with someone you really care for, someone you really love. Let's look at the vicious cycle. The vicious cycle. The vicious cycle describes the common cycle, which is one partner's anxiety leads to a behavior, what? Pulling away from you, not wanting to be bothered, which another partner may exhibit a different type of anxiety with saying, that you don't love me, you're not here for me, you don't understand me. And this causes them to react in a way that worsens the first partner's anxiety. So when communication is not set right with people in this situation, it can go left really quickly. People can get angry, the perpetuating the cycle of this goes on and on because there's no brakes on it. There's no stop on it. Because why? You don't know how to manage it. You don't know how to navigate through it. Now, I want to give you just some tips to communicate. Don't expect, don't be a mind reader. Sometimes in relationships, people think we're supposed to know what they're thinking and what they're going through. I want you to encourage this person, the person that you love, encourage them to articulate what their feelings and fears are. Instead, I heard you, of saying, I'm worried about everything. They can say, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I'm so overwhelmed right now, and I need a few minutes to myself. Listen, or I'm having anxiety about our upcoming trip, and I need to talk about some of my fears. Now, this is great when someone is dealing with anxiety and they can verbalize what they're going through instead of just saying, going through the motions and showing the behavior, where the partner is left in the cold to try to figure out where the trigger is, what happened. And so when a person gets to the point to communicate, that is the key, to try to get people to communicate. Don't rush them if they're not ready to speak, but kind of get in a soft, gingerly way and try to talk to your partner that you love, that you care about, and let them tell you what they're feeling, what their experiences. They can say so many things about what they're feeling, and you just be the sounding board. Let's say that you're just there to listen, right? And sometimes you might feel attacked because your partner may come at you and saying you this and you that and you didn't and easily, if you're not managing this and digesting this correctly for yourself, then it'll trigger into this argument or things where the communication just dies, right? Develop coping mechanism. That is so very, very important to develop coping mechanisms. Suggest healthy coping strategies. Practice independently and together. Examples like, let's include deep breathing exercises when this anxiety starts, when it kicks up. You need to go breathe in. You need to take a moment and slowly blow it out. Breathe in. I always say breathe in God and blow out the stress, blow out the anxiety. Yes, these are things that you can do because you're acknowledging what you're feeling. You're acknowledging that your partner is going through something, and your partner and you both can come together as you communicate and talk about this, right? No matter what it is. I've seen many people have a family trip planned, and when it happens that one of the spouses or whatever starts doing certain kind of behavior, because now they're not sharing that they're anxious. They're not sharing that they have a fear. So the behavior doesn't match what the family unit is trying to do. And this is why communication is so very, very important. Got to advise people, advise your partner to recognize the situations, let them be able to speak to what it is if they will speak. Sometimes it's a silence that goes on, right? People thoughts tend to trigger their anxiety. This is a self-awareness, and that is the first step towards managing it. This excuse me, the self-awareness. Give me one moment, please. So we want to identify your triggers. We want to identify and advise them to recognize what situations, people, or thoughts, what tend to trigger their anxiety. There's always a trigger there somewhere, right? And sometimes people that have the anxiety trigger their partner, right? The partner begins to have triggers themselves because what? They're not managing, they're not communicating, they're not being able. And I'm not saying this is a walk in the park. This is a commitment. This is something to help the person you love. I'm not saying for you to be the therapist. I don't want you to do that. I'll talk about that in a second. What about developing coping mechanisms? Like I said, that would be a healthy thing for the breathing exercise, being mindful. Even journaling is something that can offset the behavior or the anxiety, or engaging in some type of hobby that someone loves to do. Find out what your partner loves. Sometimes people are together for so long and don't even know what kind of ice cream they like. Sometimes people are together so long and don't even know what their hobbies are. And that is not a good thing. We need to get so close to our partners if we're with them and we're building with them to understand even the smallest things that may not interest you, but may interest them. How about take ownership of your treatment? Ownership. Stress the importance of seeking professional help. That's what I want to get to. You are not the person to navigate to the point that you're trying to heal them, because you may not have the equipment or the resources to do that. You're not called to do that, but you're called to support. You're called to support. A therapist can definitely provide tools and strategies that are crucial for long-term management or short-term management. The partner's role is to support, 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 not to be the therapist. I have many people that come into my office, many people that come in and they're so stressed out, both parties, because they're tired, they want to end the relationships. And then when we get into the meat of why they want to end it, it's because of situations like this: lack of communication, lack of knowing how to navigate through a person's triggers, right? And if you love someone, you can go the extra yard. You can go the extra yard to find out what is going on. What is going on? What about tips for the partner? What about tips for the partner who is supporting a loved one with anxiety? Number one, educate yourself. Encourage. I'm encouraging you to learn about anxiety. Knowing the symptoms, causes, and treatment options helps to understand that their partner, right, their behavior isn't personal. It's not a personal attack. Again, what comes into my office, what comes into my counseling sessions is the finger pointing thing, the finger pointing, right? The projection off on another person, just simply because they don't understand the trigger or how they might have triggered their partner, right? And then it becomes the blame game. So this is very important for the person who is helping and supporting the person to understand what they need to do without judgment. It shouldn't be about a judgment. So educate yourself, educate yourself, and understand the behaviors, right? Listen without judgment. This is a huge one. Don't judge. You never know what's around the corner for you that you might need some support in. You don't know what might pop up in your life, in your walk with this relationship, where you might need someone to support you. So if you love this person and you care about this person, you should deny yourself sometimes and support, sacrifice sometimes and support to get them over that difficult prompt, that difficult hump that they're trying to get over. Listen without judgment is huge. I want you to highlight the power. I want you to highlight the power and the active listening. I want you to be an active listener. Just listen. They don't have to fix the problem. You don't have to fix the problem. Sometimes the most helpful thing that you can do is simply listen and value. What's the word? Value and what? Validate. Validate the partner's feelings. It may not be a good feeling, but this is what they're feeling. So you can say, I understand what you said. I get what you're saying. I hope we can work through it, or I can help you. This is how you can eventually get to this healing process. Because when a person is with you and they can trust you with them, then they'll allow themselves to be vulnerable to get the healing that you can bring. I always believe that people that are in love and people that are together, right, that you can pull each other through so many hard places and times in the relationship because you care, right? And so sometimes it's about denying yourself and helping the other person. So that's very important. It's helpful to just listen. And I want you to know that the partner's feelings can say things like, here's something. Let me give you an example. This sounds really tough, or I can see why you'd be worried about that. That's something you should say to them while they're expressing. It may not mean anything to you, but it means something to them. So you validate the feeling. I can see how you feel like that. I don't know what it feels like, but I understand that you have this feeling. I respect what you're saying to me. That is so important. Just as remember, we're trying to break down this anxiety. We're trying to break it down so that this person can maybe eventually go to therapy. This person maybe listen. You may be the healing balm for your loved one. You may just be that. Maybe they come from a background of being triggered through relationships. Maybe they come from abuse. Maybe they come from so many things that certain things you didn't have anything to do with, they have anxiety about. And so the communication piece and the vulnerability piece allows you to get to know the deepness of a person, not just sleep and get up and know each other just living together. No, shacking up. That's an old term. I'm dating myself. Not just that, but spending time to get to know the life of the person that you're with. Avoid the just get over it line. Oh my, don't do it. Don't do it. Just get over it. Just get over it. We've been through this and you da 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 da. Don't do that. That'll shut a person all the way down. That'll shut a person so far down. Just get over it. You know, the mentality of that, we've been here in this place before, in this space. Who are you to say the timing that a person will be free from something? Listen, like I said, when the tables turn, you're going to want someone to support you as well. So I want you explicitly warn yourself explicitly against using dismissive phrases. Don't dismiss. Don't be dismissive. My goodness, don't let your patience run short and then you become dismissive, right? Explain that that it invalidates their partner's feelings and can make them feel even more isolated. Explain to people that you're dealing with and that are dealing with this that they should not use this type of language and dismiss and be dismissive when someone is saying they're going through something or feeling a particular way. So just get over mentality. We got to throw that away. How about set healthy boundaries? Now, this is so important for the person who doesn't have the anxiety, to set boundaries that you don't get caught up in the cycle, that you don't get caught up in the guilt, because sometimes people dealing with anxiety, depression, and many other things tend to sometimes not on purpose, but they'll give a guilt trip to their partner because they're struggling and they think their partner is not giving enough. So I want you to set boundaries for yourself. It's crucial that you support your partner and not try to heal your partner. Don't become an enabler. Please don't become an enabler. Help in every little thing. Don't do it. You're going to have to know that fine line that you can't cross, right? To help and not enabled. That's something you're going to have to work with within yourself, especially because you love the person and care about the person. All right. So they should be encouraged to set boundaries around what they can find and cannot they can do and what they cannot do. These are people that need to understand you got to have boundaries for yourself when you're in this particular situation, right? For example, you can say, I love you and want to help you, but I can't cancel, listen to me, all of our dates. I can't cancel all of our plans every single time you feel anxious. This is something you're going to have to put boundaries in place, because if not, you'll be sucked into the world and no one will bring healing to each other. And eventually, I don't know how far you'll be able to go in the relationship, because anxiety is not a simple thing. And it depends on the level of anxiety that you're dealing with. There's a clinical diagnosis for anxiety and depression and everything, but we're not getting deep into that. I'm just giving you the surface things of how you can manage this, how you can help to help your partner in this. So the example I gave you, I love you and want to help you, but I can't cancel all of our plans every time you feel anxious. How can we, here we go, how can we work through this together so we can do some things together? That's the key. How can we work through this? I see you tripping. I see you upset. I see you're anxious. I see you're withdrawn. I see you shut down on me right in the middle of a conversation. I see it. How can we work through this? How can I help you? What about take care of your own mental health? You better do it. I said you better do it. You better take care of your own mental health, because guess what? You're carrying your own load. You're carrying your own life. You're carrying the life that you brought into this relationship. You still got that life in you. You're carrying that life. You've come from two different worlds, different experiences, different abuses, maybe. What are you doing? I want you to manage yourself as well. Take care of your own mental health. Remind yourself and remind you, I'm reminding you that you can't pour from an empty cup. You're going to hear me say that all the time. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot unscramble a scrambled egg. It is what it is. That means there has to be a process of things in place to happen, right? And to do. You should encourage, and maintain the friendships and the hobbies and personal space. You should not let go of your friends. You should not stop doing what you like to do because your partner has this anxiety and don't want to go and they're triggered and everything. This has to be worked out by communication. Listen to me. Don't you give up you. Don't you give you up now. You're there to support, not to give you up, right? So if it gets to the point where it gets too rough, the whole point is to get your partner and segue them to what? A therapist or a counselor, right? That can spend time with them weekly or bi-weekly to get them to move to the other side of this thing and to get to the place called victory. Encourage your partner, hallelujah, to maintain friendship, right? Maintain friendship and so many things that you don't want to give down. You know I'm a God's girl, right? Okay, so you heard that come out. That's natural. All right, so encouragement. Don't give up yourself. Don't give up your personal space. Supporting a partner, I want you to listen to me. Supporting a partner with anxiety is emotionally what? Demanding. Say demanding. I heard you. Emotionally what? I heard you. Demanding. And self-care. What? What's the word? Self-care is not selfish. Say self-care is not selfish. Say it to yourself. My self-care is not selfish. What is it? It's necessary. Say it's necessary. Yes, it is. So I want you to do activities together, right? This is called co-regulation, right? I want you to regulate where one partner's calm presence helps to regulate the other nervous system. Like when someone's going through something, you gently come and touch their shoulder and say, it's going to be all right. I got you. That kind of thing. That's that co-regulation point of view. This can be as simple as holding hands, right? Just let me touch your hand. Just hold your hand and a gentle back rub. That can calm so many people down if you just use some of these tools, right? Sitting together in silence. Sometimes you don't have to talk. Sometimes we think we got to cha, 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 cha. No, sometimes the breakthrough is in the silence because you're with me. And just by you being with me causes me to be able to be vulnerable. And I understand that you're with me. You're spending time with me when I can't even speak. I can't even tell you what I'm feeling, but you know I'm having a moment. But you're right here. That is so awesome. So very awesome. What about creating a coping kit? I want you to suggest this to someone you might be dealing with this, I should say. Build a physical or mental kit together that contains items and activities, listen to me, that help when anxiety strikes. And what came to mind just now is we said, do you have that backpack ready if it's an emergency? That emergency kit ready if something happens, something jumps off, you grab that bag. That just dropped in my spirit. You need to have something tangible, something that you can sit and do together, right? To help the mental ability, to calming down. This is so good to me. Help when anxiety strikes, because it will strike. If you don't do anything about it or try to help yourself, it's going to keep striking and keep striking. Because remember, I said it might be from some past experiences that have not been dealt with yet. We come into our relationships sometimes with so much stuff. Listen, if you still got a five-piece, shouldn't even be in a relationship. You got a five-piece luggage? No, ma'am, no, sir. You better go drop some of that luggage off. Now I'll let you get in with a little piece of luggage. I'll let you get in with a cosmetic box and a bag and maybe one piece of luggage, because nobody is, luggage free in terms of, for lack of a better term, right? We all have stuff, but we have to work on ourselves and get rid of that stuff that we don't need. What happened in the past relationship, it will not come in this relationship. He is not him. She is not her. These are new people. Come on, let's get through this. Let's get through this. Let's help each other. Let's help each other. We could get like a blanket that we love and cuddle together, a calming playlist. What about the music? Music is so therapeutic. Let's just vibe on some music. It's therapeutic. Let's get into the groove of what we're doing. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Now, scheduled worry time. You might say, what? Yes, scheduled worry time, right? I want to propose to you a strategy where you can set aside a specific amount of time, a short amount of time, right? Each day, maybe just a few minutes to talk about your anxieties. Don't ignore it. It's part of your life, so you must address it. A short amount of time to see, it's a check-in, a wellness check. How you doing? This prevents and presents, I should say, anxieties from consuming the entire day and relationship. And it shows that your concerns are being heard. So there should be a day where you check in with each other, not nagging, not like someone think you kind of not cool up here. No, I'm talking about just let it be organically, but let it be on your mind where you can check in and just say, hey, you're looking good today. You feel good? How's it going? You'll find your own strategy with your partner. Because why? Because you communicate, engaged in shared calming activities. I said that to you. I recommend that to you. I recommend relaxing times where you can get deeper into the heart of the people and the persons you are with. So I hope that this little moment with you, I think I've been talking to you almost 30 minutes, right? Almost. Anxiety may be a part of your story. I tell you, it may be. But it doesn't have to define your relationship. By facing it together and understanding with patience and a shared commitment to grow, you can not only navigate, listen to me, you can not only navigate through it, oh my, I'm telling you, can grow. You can grow, and you might be able to give this information down the line to someone else, another couple that might be going through something, or you might have a friend or someone that is going through this. You're going to bump into this again, because with people, all of us carry something. We carry something, and sometimes people have this in silence. They'll sit in silence, they'll suffer in silence, and that's not what I want you to do. I want you to face it. I want you to deal with it. I want you to crucify it so it cannot manifest in your relationship and strip you of the purposeful love relationship that you're destined to have. All right? So I want you to also know that have a bond that is stronger and more resilient than you ever thought possible if you do some of these little tips that I gave you. But remember, ultimately, maybe your partner may need therapy. And maybe you can go to that first session, right? You can walk them through the doors so that they can get better. And as they get better, you get better. And then it becomes a we are better, right? The household is better. The children are better, right? You're having a great time because why? Because you're better. And I want you to be better. I want you to be strong and resilient. Yes, you are not two individuals fighting separate battles. I want you to know that it's not a separate battle. It's not. You're a team fighting out this one battle together. And the battle is the battle of anxiety. And you can win it. You can get this thing said and done and over. You can get it over with. And if you pray, listen, if you got a prayer life, you go ahead and just go ahead and pray. You go ahead and sit in the space and just begin to pray and be quiet and wait for that still small voice and know that if you're in that right space, God will hear you. But you got to do the work. You have to walk out everything that someone can't hold your hand in shoe leather. You're going to hear me say that all the time. I'll be on the sidelines rooting you on. I'll be able to talk to you now. Your partner is with you. All of us as a unit, as a village, and we know we all struggle with certain things. We need people on the sideline rooting us on. I got you. I see you. I'm praying for you. But you yourself, most times, got to walk it out in shoe leather because it's your cross that you have to bear. But thank God that you have someone that loves you, that has patience with you, and that can help you through the season as you walk through this thing and you walk in victory. All right. So remember, it's a battle together and you can win it. I thank you so much for being here at Soul Sync. I just want you to be whole and complete. I want you to know that when nothing changes, nothing changes. So you have to make a move. You have to change. Don't expect to change if you're not even moving an inch different. Do something you've never done before. Walk it out. I need you to walk it out. All right? I need you to walk it out. And so I'm going to move on out of here. I'm going to hope that this blessed you. I'm hoping um, that it helped you. All I can say is I hope that it helped you and that things will work out for you. And I'll see you again on my next one. I'll see you again on my next one. All right. I'm going to move on out of here. All right. Okay. See ya. See you. Ciao. Talk to you again soon.